Well, grand risings. I'm out here early. I was actually just waiting for it to get light out. I was up since 3:30 this morning. And it seems like I'm back on that schedule again. It's interesting because all last winter, I woke up at about 3:30, 4 o'clock every single day, and then I would get up and do my morning, study, my work for about 4 hours, 3 hours, something like that. Then I'd start my cardio activity and all that. And then summer comes, and I sleep in till like 7. I don't know what it is, but wintertime feels like it's gonna get here soon this year. It is so perfect for a run today though. Nice and cool. I won't be totally drenched, hopefully. And again, just doing the hills. Talk to you while I warm up before we get going. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So, lots going on in the world, of course. And as usual, nobody out there is coming to save you. I don't know if you figured that out by now, but I started to realize that a long time ago. When the orange guy was president, I realized that was just the other side of the same coin. And I see now that the emails have started again. Save America, donate, save America, donate. And I don't care if you donate to it. I mean, if I thought it was going to do anything, we'd probably donate a ton to it. But ultimately, our ministry would rather donate to other ministries that are actually teaching people about God. God within. Because here's the deal. If you're looking for a corrupt mortal, especially one that's a billionaire, I mean, get real. You think they got to be a billionaire by being a wholesome, generous, kind-hearted, loving person? Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. And, everybody's got flaws. I'm not saying I'm a perfect angel, but what I am saying is you don't get to the top of the elite food chain on this planet, especially this planet, unless you're in the club. Go watch some George Carlin if you don't know that by now. But it just astounds me how people are going to sit and wait for someone out there to come save them. Nobody is coming to save you. This is a spiritual quest. You're on a quest. It's between you and God alone. Once you see the truth in it, then you take the journey to God whichever way you feel is best. We have one ministry. We are not the only ministry, and we're not the only teaching, and we're certainly not the largest teaching. However, this is my quest to God, my journey with God, and in my heart of hearts, I know that that's the answer for everyone. To take your own journey to God, whatever way your heart leads you. All right? I don't think that there is a wrong way, because God judges your heart and God leads every one of his children back to himself. Him, Father, Mother, God, So, ultimately, the world will have to figure that out eventually. I think this lock-step plan will probably go another 3, 4, 5 years. Who knows? But here's the deal. I don't waste a single minute thinking anybody out there is going to do anything other than get paid off, bribed, threatened, blackmailed, murdered. I mean, we're living in probably some of the darkest days that humanity has known, and heading toward a complete extinction event unless God decides that grace is going to save the day, which I think will most likely happen. I'm an optimist, and I know that the agenda, they're coming against optimism now. They want you to embrace negative emotions, and they want to lower the consciousness on the globe, because these are principalities and rulers, and they've crafted their skill for thousands of years. They've been around a lot longer than your mortal mind, your conception of this life even comprehends. You're here as a visitor in this space. This is their domain. I don't know if you've realized that yet. Like, if you were living in a house and you had a bug infestation in your house and you started, killing all the bugs probably feel the same way that humans feel right now. Something is really wrong. This is horrible. What's going on? Well, here's the deal. You're in someone else's house. Now you wonder, well, what did I do to get here? How did I get in their house? Why would I have chosen to do this? All right, well, go back to the first principle. It says in the Gospel of Truth in the Nag Hammadi Library that error, which is ignorance of the Father, which is the material dream, okay? The material dream is the house you're in that doesn't belong to you, okay? It exists because of God, although God didn't create it. It pursues those, okay? Get this, who have turned away from God in the middle place of reasoning. Oh, is it that simple? Yes. What is the vast majority of people have done? They've turned away from God. They're looking for everybody else to save them. And they believe anything. They believe anything that comes on the media that's coming from an official source. They believe it all because they're too scared not to. They live in fear, and fear is the first step to sin. And you see, until humanity consciously decides to choose faith and love over fear, then this dream isn't going to get any better for the majority of people on this planet. Which begs the question, well, what's the use, right? Why should I even care then? Why should I do anything? Well, here's the deal. I have a sneaking suspicion that you have a direct relationship with God with no obstruction to receive anything that is already yours by divine birthright, because you're a descendant or a child or a son of God. Okay, now as that descendant, all of the privileges are given to you that include protection, provision, promotion. Those are all yours. All right? And you say, well, where is it? Well, it's right here. It's right here in your consciousness. It's in your decision to use your free will to line your thought up with what God knows to be true, and not to look at the appearance of evil, and not to acknowledge the threat that comes from out there, because then you are alleging that there are two powers, God and the unlikeness of God, which is material, matter, superstition of the materialism of the dream of the five senses. I know you might think I'm crazy, right? Oh no, this guy's out of his mind. He says the material world's not even real. I don't even have time to get into it with you if that's the case. I really don't. The ancient Gospels have all talked about it. Paul talked about it in Romans and Corinthians. And quantum physics proves that it's 99.99997% empty space. But you say, but I see it. I swear to you it's true. I know it's true. It's not true. Look at your body when you were like 5 and look at it now. Where were you? Where are you? You're dead. Age 5 is dead. You're not age 5 anymore. You don't even have that body anymore. Every, couple years, every cell in your body is dead and reborn again. Like, you've died so many times you don't even comprehend. And see, what you don't see is this long fractaling wave. It's like a sine wave, okay? That goes in and out of reality because your 5 senses are dense, they're slow. They don't perceive the full spectrum of frequency that is around you. And so you think literally, and that's the problem, all right? Your thinking, your reasoning is the problem because you're reasoning for a life that God never gave you. God never gave you mortality. You think you're mortal, but you've already died so many times. Where's that little baby version of you? How about the little you in the egg? You died to that. No, those cells multiplied and it grew and it grew and it grew. Hogwash. That's garbage. That's, you see, that's materia medica. That's the ignorance of this world. You know, if it's so brilliant, then how come it can't solve anything and why are 3 out of 5 Americans chronically sick? Oh, they're so smart. They're so smart. We got to trust the science. Okay, good. Go for it. Trust it. But I hope you trust God more because you might have to go find God after you trust that. So you might want to start at the right foot. You might want to find God first. And then you'll realize you don't need to care about all their other stuff because you're in the world, but you're not of it. You're not supposed to be of the belief system in this world. And that's what we get down to, is we get down to belief systems. All right? Which I want to now tell you that it is Sunday when I'll be releasing this. It's actually Saturday. I'm running in Saturday morning, but I'll release this on Sunday. And that means there's 10 days left until I start the 30-day prosperity clinic. And that's designed to get you prosperous in all areas. Health, relationships, finances, all of it. It's not just money, and it's not excluding money either. All good things are already yours because divine love provides them for you. So make sure you get that link below. Good morning. That's a good dog. What kind of dog is that?
He's a mountain dog.
Wow, he's big.
He's a puppy, but he's about 105.
Sure, yeah.
I think we're getting close to the...
Oh.
I'll stop it. He doesn't know what that stick is. That's what's...
Oh, okay. Oh, he's handsome. I like him. All right.
Good day.
You too. All right, so... Yeah, join that prosperity clinic if you can. I mean, if you can't, you can't. No big deal. But I've reduced the price down to $333, and that's a donation to the ministry. And, you know, we'll give you 100% in that training. Meet twice a week on Zoom, 2-hour sessions each time. Class size will be small enough to have an intimate setting. You can add personalization, questions answered. And I'll take you through a step-by-step process and get you focused every day for a month. And as you get focused, you'll start to create momentum. And as you create momentum, you'll start to develop new habits. And your habits become your destiny. Kind of like why I like to run every morning. Because I like ice cream, I like pizza. I like to eat lots of calories every day. If you still believe in calories, but I still somewhat believe in them. So as long as I have any vestige of that belief left, then I still have to have habits that serve me, okay? And so your habits create your destiny. And by tuning into a progressively advancing workshop, which is what it is, each day gets more progressive, more advanced. Just like a training camp for sports. You start with fundamentals, you learn how to do them, then you repeat them, they become second nature, and then you build on top of your fundamentals. And then all of a sudden, You're a seasoned athlete. You're a seasoned spiritual warrior. Not to mention the bonuses that are included. And those bonuses are worth at least 10 times more than the admission or your donation to Allow Ministries. Now, we do this as a ministry because you're a member of this ministry. When you donate, you're part of our ministry. You join in. You get to do the workshops and things. And even if you don't donate, you're still part of our ministry if you want to be, because you get to watch all this stuff. I've had people tell me, Matthew, your best material is always your free stuff. For some it is, and I try to give away pretty much everything. And if I don't give it away right away, sometimes I like to reserve the new stuff for a new workshop so I can perfect it with people who really want to do it. But eventually I give it away anyway, because we got nothing to lose here. We got nothing to lose. We got to go all the way. We got to go all the way. We got to go 100. You got to go towards God 100. You got nothing to lose. You can buy everything your heart desires, and you'll still find out you still got to go all in with God. Doesn't matter. Not going to solve your problems. You could lose everything, and you still got to go on with God. So there's no escaping this. The question is, what are the benefits of doing this? Well, the benefits are peace. First and foremost, peace. The peace of God that transcends the world. You really want that peace of God that transcends the world. It's very, very important, because what do you do if something catastrophic happens? How are you going to react? How are you going to respond? Right? Wisdom will be there if you can hold your peace. Exodus 14:14. If you fall into fear and fright and troubled dreams, well, then you just delay the miracle until you get out of that state. You have to subdue these fears. So the whole course that I'm going to teach you is how to address every hidden fear that you have regarding prosperity. Okay? So let me define prosperity to you. It's not necessarily having, billions or millions of dollars, really. Okay, that doesn't necessarily make you prosperous, because some people that have that are still poor. Believe it or not, they can be. And it doesn't exclude that. And it doesn't mean you have to have, a regimen like I do where you train 2 or 3 times a day. That's not prosperity either. But it doesn't exclude it. But what it does mean is that harmony exists in every phase of your life, because you're tapped into a consciousness of wisdom that is your bedrock, it is your foundation, it is your root. And rooting yourself to it and building the habits to maintain and sustain it, and then battle testing it, okay? You have to earn your stripes of wisdom. You get tested for your faith. I don't know if you noticed that yet, but I'm sure you have. You think you know something, and God tests you to see if you know it. Trust me. I heard Joyce Meyer say, the bigger level, the bigger devil. Well, I mean, if you're playing a video, this is a simulation out here, by the way. The outer realms of deficiency are a simulated matrix. And so if you are advancing to level up your game, so to speak, to ascend to the Father, then it would make sense that you're going to be tested for your present level of faith. And if you develop more knowledge, more wisdom, well, the only way to know the wisdom is through experience. You can't just say you know it. I don't just say I know that tithing works. I've been doing it for, 18 years or whatever, with a little time off when things didn't go so well, right? I've had my experience. I know what it does for my consciousness. And I know that I can trust God in that capacity. And that's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle. All right? And that's not the only miracle. There are every promise in the Bible that you have earned through being battle tested and standing at a place of rest in it to allow God to be God and every man a liar. Then you earn that wisdom. You have the gold in the gospel. And that's what prosperity is. It's the gold in the gospel. Gold is AU, the symbol for authority, authorization. Okay? And the only authority in the whole universe is God. But you have to be of one mind. You have to be of one discipline. Love has to be your foundation. You have to learn that love doesn't waver. Love doesn't, fall from its place of perfection at any time. So if something comes along, like right now, where the outer looks like, this absolute tyranny, chaos, whatever you want to see it as, right? Because you can't deny that to the five senses, that's what it reports. That's the mass consciousness of the collective. Human ignorance, it's a vapor of cloud. It's the world set before you, as Morpheus would say in the Matrix. All right? But you have to know that wholly separate from that is the life divine. And you can rest in that place and bring about that perfection in the midst or amid the trouble. Okay, so the trouble is here, but you can still demonstrate perfection and you can call forth the divinity out of the deficiency. That's what the miracle of feeding the 5,000 is. Okay, that's what turning the water into wine is, the wedding feast. All of these parables are talking about shifting from human reasoning to faith. See, faith in the Gospel of Philip in the Nag Hammadi Library, faith came to bridge you to the incorruptible. So when you walk by faith through your wisdom, that's when you demonstrate miracle after miracle after miracle. And then you learn how to stop thinking and start trusting. You're going to move from thinking to trusting. What could be better than that? So that's it. Keep it short and sweet. I'll see you on the next transmission.